Hi guys, today I'll be comparing the new Moza R3, which is an entry-level direct drive racing wheel, against the Logitech G923 and the G920 to hopefully give you enough information if you're deciding which one to go for. So I'll be showing you around the wheelbases, wheels and pedals, testing each one to see how they compare against each other and giving you any pros and cons. Details for all the items I'll be showing in today's video are in the description below, including purchasing links. But before I begin, if you're new to the channel, hope you can support me by subscribing and hitting the bell icon to get notified of my next release. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. Let's begin by taking a quick look at what you get inside the packaging. The Moza R3 comes with a wheel mounting clamp, which is used to either mount on a table or a sim cockpit. There's a set of pedals and a wheelbase. The bundle is priced at just under £400 or $400 US. The Logitech G923 and the G920 comes with a wheelbase which has a wheel attached directly on there and a set of pedals. The G920 bundle on Amazon is just under $200 US. And the G923 is just under $268 US. On the Logitech G website, it's just under $300 for the G920 and under $300 US for the G923. Plus, you can get an extra 10% with my discount code on the Logitech G website. Let's start by taking a look at the wheelbases. The Moza R3 wheelbase is a direct drive wheelbase which provides the force feedback when racing. It comes in a dark grey matte finish made from aviation grade aluminium alloy with strong black plastic at the back, and this is where the connection points are located. It has Moza Racing written on the sides and Moza written at the top near the quick release system. At the front, it features a new X shape with a round circular design on the sides and on the top, which is slightly different from their previous wheelbase designs. This wheelbase is nice and compact and has a peak torque of 3.9 Newton meters, with it incorporating their intelligent temperature control system, so you have no fans on the wheelbase, keeping it very quiet. The maximum wheel rotation on the wheelbase is limitless, and it has the excellent Moza quick release system. Over to the Logitech G923 and the G920, which are literally identical in design, with the only difference being the controls on the G920, which are slightly different. The Logitech wheel doesn't have a quick release system, as the wheel is attached directly to the wheelbase. It has clamps underneath to help to attach it to a table, together with holes underneath allowing you to attach it directly to a sim cockpit. The connection points are underneath, and there's a cable with a USB-A connection point allowing you to connect it to either a console or a PC. It has a dual motor consisting of gears and cogs that provide 2.1 Newton meters of peak torque with a maximum 900-degree lock-to-lock rotation. Onto the wheels. The Moza ES racing wheel has a smooth, durable ISF PF cover all the way round, which feels pretty good. It has a shallow D-shaped racing-inspired design with the bottom flattened for increased driver leg clearance. In the middle, you have an aluminium alloy frame which consists of 22 configurable keys, including the Xbox button and an RGB sequential light shift indicator at the top, which supports 10 LEDs. The wheel is 11 inches or just under 280 millimeters in diameter, with a white center line at the top. On the back, it has a quick release mechanism with a black collar and Moza written across it. At the sides, you have aluminium paddle shifters, which are black coated and have a nice ergonomic feel with a clicky sound to them. Have a listen to this. The G923 wheel is fixed to the wheelbase and covered in hand-stitched leather. It has a blue center strip and measures 260 millimeters or just over 10 inches in diameter. It has 14 buttons, which includes the Xbox button and a D-pad on the wheel, plus a 24-point selection dial and the plus and minus buttons to further adjust and tune your driving preferences. There's an LED indicator positioned just above the center of the wheel. The G920 is very similar, but it doesn't have an LED rev counter or the 24-point selection dial, together with the plus and minus adjusters, so you have just 12 buttons on there. The wheels look and feel good without them being very heavy. The two paddle shifters at the back are stainless steel and have a clicky sound. Have a listen to this. Next, onto the pedals. Moza's SRP Lite pedals consist of an accelerator and a brake pedal, which come already attached to the pedal plate, so there's no additional assembly required. It's all made from high strength steel and finished in matte black. The pedals can easily be adjusted and brought together closer if you wanted. and the pedal plates, which has the Moza branding on it, can be adjusted too. Both the pedals have anti-slip rubber pads to stop it slipping on a surface. They both have high precision hall sensors, which essentially are spring loaded, which work off the distance traveled. So for the brake, it's not like the brake on a real car, which is what a load cell kit would give you, and that works off the pressure you put on it. The accelerator has a cable which connects to the brake. Looking at the brake, you have two connection points, one to connect the wheelbase and the other connects to a clutch. There is an optional clutch pedal you can buy for the SRP light pedals, and a performance kit which consists of a spring and dampening block combination which gives more resistance to the brake pedal, providing a progressive and realistic feel to it. The pedals for the G923 and the G920 are identical. The pedals are stainless steel which are mounted on a plastic board. Underneath you have carpet grippers and rubber pads to prevent it from slipping, plus it can be mounted onto a sim cockpit using the holes that are underneath. All three pedals are spring loaded and they both have non-linear brake pedals, but the G923 has a progressive spring which mimics the performance of a pressure sensitive brake system. This means the first 50% feels pretty easy, but once you get past this, it does get a lot stiffer and you do need to use a lot more force when pressing down, giving you a more realistic braking experience. But with this, the brake has a precision hall sensor working off the distance traveled. Functionality wise, both the wheels are compatible on a PC and on an Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, but not on a PlayStation. Logitech do have a PlayStation version of the G923, and you also have the G29 which works on a PC and PlayStation but not on an Xbox. But for the Moza R3, there's no native PlayStation support, but you could get a Brook Resolution 2, which is an adapter that allows you to use it with a PlayStation 5. But the racing experience is very inconsistent between games, but nevertheless it does work. When you're using the Logitech wheel on a PC, you'll need to install the Logitech G Hub software, which lets you adjust the settings on the wheel and pedals, and also lets you reassign the controls. Moza also have their own software to customize settings. This is the Moza Pit House, which you can download from their website and use on a PC, giving you the ability to customize your settings on each of the individual devices you have connected. For example, on the wheelbase, you can change the amount of force feedback or changing the frequency depending on how much of the track you want to feel in the game, and it has much more customization available in comparison to Logitech's offering. But with Moza, they also have a mobile app on both Android and iOS, allowing you to connect to the wheelbase via Bluetooth, giving you the same amount of customization, which is really impressive and so convenient. Expandability and ecosystem wise, Logitech wheels are very limited as they only offer a basic shifter with no other upgrade options available. But if you're using the wheel with a PC, you could mix and match accessories from other brands, but this won't work on an Xbox. There are third-party mods available where you can upgrade the wheel or even add a load cell kit on the brake pedal, but once you buy a few of these mods, the cost may not be worth it, as you'd be better off upgrading to a direct drive wheelbase. The Moza R3 is a complete contrast in comparison, with you able to upgrade the pedals, wheels and the wheelbases, together with adding a digital dash or even a decent shifter and handbrake. But the ES Racing wheel is their only Xbox compatible wheel at this moment in time. And the way this works is that there's a security chip in the wheel, and this provides the Xbox compatibility. So if you took the ES wheel and attached it to one of Moza's wheelbases, currently only compatible with the R5 and R12, as both wheelbases have a pedal port, then this would automatically provide console support. So if you upgraded to any of their other wheels, then as these don't have the Xbox chip, you'll lose the console compatibility. Now onto testing both these wheels. The two Logitech wheels feel very similar in driving experience, providing a reasonable amount of force feedback. You can feel any bumps and knocks together with the feedback going around corners, but the wheels do feel very noisy as you can hear the cogs and gears inside, with them both having quite a notchy feel. The G923 has the added benefit of True Force, which works with the dynamics of a car to give a more realistic racing experience, but this is only available on a small number of games, and the impact this has is very subtle during gameplay. In comparison, the Moza R3 feels like a game changer, with the wheelbase feeling impressive, with it providing a good amount of force feedback for an entry-level wheel. The Moza R3 wheelbase is quiet, and even after after playing for a couple of hours, it really doesn't feel warm and there's no loss of performance. The racing experience feels really smooth, refined, and gives a good amount of detail from the bumps, curbs, and the track itself, on par with Moza's other wheelbase offerings. The torque levels feel good in comparison to Logitech's budget offerings, with a peak torque of 3.9 Newton meters. Plus, you can feel the force feedback accurately from the track when you're going around corners, hitting the curb, or even driving on different surfaces without it feeling notchy like it does on the Logitech wheel. Onto the pedals, and the Logitech ones are not bad, with there being a spring and dampener in the brake pedal. The resistance feels a lot better, giving a more realistic feel when racing. Moza's pedals feel good underfoot and don't have any flex on them. The accelerator feels smooth and retracts back well, but the brake pedal doesn't feel realistic as it has a smooth motion like the accelerator, but there is an optional performance kit that adds a spring and dampener to improve the experience, which is definitely worth getting if you get the bundle. Both wheels give a great experience, but if I was comparing Logitech's offering to Moza's, the experience between the two is literally night and day, with the R3 giving a truly exceptional experience in comparison. Supported games wise, the Logitech G923 and G920 easily wins, as they both have a large number of compatible games, with the majority of them capable of working with the shifter. But with the Moza R3, there are some games that aren't supported on the Xbox. So for example, at this moment in time, Assetto Corsa Competizione and F1 2023 and 2024 aren't supported. Plus there's a limitation on the usage of some of the accessories. So in some games, the shifter and handbrake aren't supported, so make sure you check the compatibility table on Moza's website to avoid disappointment. So in summary, both the Moza R3 and the Logitech G923 and G920 are good entry-level racing wheels that are perfect if you're on a limited budget. Logitech's wheels are slightly cheaper, but I'd say you're better off saving a little bit more and getting a direct drive wheel. So in this instance, the Moza R3, with its larger ecosystem, including upgrade options and a selection of accessories. In the long term, the R3 gives much better value for money, and with Moza's increasing ecosystem, they'll definitely be expanding their range of Xbox compatible wheels, but be aware of the limitation in compatibility with certain games and accessories to avoid disappointment before you consider buying it. So there you have it, you've come to the end of another video, and I hope it's helped anyone deciding between these two wheels. Details for all the items I mentioned are in the description below, including purchasing links, and I'll include any discount codes I have. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. For those of you who've got to the end of this video, please leave a comment with best wheel, as it's awesome to see who's got to the end of my video, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. You can follow me on my socials, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to be notified of my next release. Thanks for viewing, and see you in the next one.